I'm saying 10:25, but it says 10:30. I said, can you compress the door prizes? He said, well, maybe we could give away one less door prize now.
Well, we're ready. I mean,
How many of you, whenever Bill is up there, want to A, duck, and B, sing? Just the guy he is the song leader to end all song leaders at the Boise Downtown Club. A guy went to Maui and he asked his brother-in-law if he'd watch his house. He's on Kaanapali Beach 2 days later. His cell phone rings and it's his brother-in-law. And he says, "Hey, your cat fell off the roof and died." The other guy said, "What? I asked you to watch my house. You call me and just right off the bat, you just say, you blurted out, my cat fell off the roof and died? What's the matter with you?" And the guy said, "Well, what did you have in mind?" He said, "Well, you could have, given me some warning, like call me and say, hey, Muffy's on the roof and we can't get her down and we're working on it. And then, call me back an hour later and say, well, we got some bad news. Muffy fell off the roof, but she's at the vet, And then an hour later say, I am so sorry to tell you this, but Muffy has passed away." And the guy said, "Well, I'm really sorry, I didn't do it that way. I've learned my lesson, though, it's okay." And he said, "It's all right, we'll get over Muffy. We loved her very, very much, but it's okay. Everything else okay with the house?" And he said, "Well, your mom is on the roof." I know for a lot of you, this next section is a favorite, and it's certainly a wonderful time when we get the chance to meet the kids. Dave Shaw is the person in charge of our Rotary Exchange program, and Dave is here and going to tell us all about it. David, the time is yours.
Thank you very much. I think I have the funnest job in Rotary because Youth Exchange, we get to meet these kids in August and spend the year with them, and then we get to send out our own kids. It's really great. And I have the best committee in the district, and I will spare you reading the name of each of the committee members, but I couldn't do it without my friend Jim Barker. And Jim and Elizabeth do an outstanding job, so please applaud for Jim and Elizabeth. We have 26 members on our committee, and there are 26 active members. I don't know how that compares to other committees in the club, but we have more fun, I know that. So, if you're a Rotary Youth Exchange committee member, would you please raise your hand? Thank these people. They spend more time than you can imagine, but we generally have fun doing it. Okay, will the audience please rise for the presentation of the colors? And make way for the flags. Okay, please. Well, we're not quite ready. Once we all squeeze in everybody real tight, and post the colors. The audience may be seated. Okay, we're going to have the students briefly introduce themselves, and we'll start right here.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm from Hailey, Idaho. I was sponsored by the Hailey Rotary Club, and I'm a rebound who went to Belgium.
Hello, my name is Marvin Meys. I'm from Belgium, and I'm living in Salmon, and the Rotary Club from Salmon is hosting me.
Hi, my name is Florentino Beltran. I'm from Buell, Idaho. My sponsoring club is the Buell Rotary Club, and I'm going to Poland.
Hi, my name is Michael Schroeder. I'm from Buell, Idaho as well. My sponsoring club is Idaho Falls, and I'll be going to Germany.
Hello, my name is Rose Motorzone, and I'm from Germany, and I'm hosted by Boise East and Centennial Club.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Thomas, and I'm from Eagle, Idaho, and I'm hosted by the Eagle Garden City Rotary Club. I'm going to Taiwan.
Hi, my name is Wendy Chen. I'm from Taiwan, and my home Rotary is Western Church Values Group.
Hello, my name is Valeria Ayala. I'm from Ecuador and I'm hosted by the downtown Boise Rotary Club.
Hello, my name is Alex Ventea. I'm from Spain. I'm living in Pocatello and my hosting club is Pocatello Chile Rotary Club.
Hello, my name is Nekane. I'm from Spain. I'm an orphan and Rotary took me in. Hi, my name is Bailey Cohen. I'm from Eagle. My sponsoring Rotary Club is Western Treasure Valley and I'm going to Belgium.
Hi, my name is Hannah Holman and I am from Twin Falls and my sponsoring Rotary Club is the Twin Falls Rotary Club and I am going to Croatia.
Hey, my name is Federico Ronchi. I'm from Italy and I'm hosted by the McCall Rotary Club.
Hello, my name is Caleb Brenshaw. I live in Boise, and the Preston Rotary Club is sponsoring me to go to Italy. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Edouard Musso. I'm from France. I live in Idaho Falls and I'm sponsored by the Idaho Falls Rotary Club.
Hi, my name is Jade Nissel. I'm from Boise, Idaho. My sponsoring is downtown Boise and I'm going to Ecuador.
Hi, my name is Henna Altama. I'm from Finland. I'm staying in Boise and my hosting club is Boise Sunrise.
My name is Marko Jacikac. I'm from Boise. My sponsoring Rotary Club is Boise Metro, and I'm going to Switzerland.
Hi there, my name is Joel Johnson, and I live in Boise. Next year I'll be going to Turkey, and my sponsored Rotary Club is Boise Sunrise.
Hi, my name is Molly Gorin. I live in Boise. I'm sponsored by the Pocatello Rotary Club, and next year I'm going to France.
Hello, my name is Carolina Silva. I'm from Brazil. I live in Boise and I'm hosted by Boise Southwest Rotary Club.
Hello, I'm Brenda and I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, and I am hosted by the Idaho Falls Rotary Club.
Hello, I'm Isaac Shaw. I am from Boise, Idaho, and I am being sponsored by the Boise Southwest Rotary Club, and next year I'm heading out to Brazil. Rio Grande do Sul.
I'm Cassidy Excell. I'm from Pocatello. The Gate City Rotary Club sponsors me and I'm going to Bahia, Brazil.
Hi, my name is Quinn Spencer. I'm from Caldwell, Idaho. I am being sponsored by the Caldwell Rotary Club and I'm going to Chile next year.
Hi, I'm Lalo Lima. I'm from Easter Island, Chile, and I live in Preston. And I'm hosted by Preston Rotary Club.
My name is Abby Hambright and I'm from McCall, Idaho. I'm sponsored by the McCall Rotary Club and I'm going to Sao Paulo, Brazil next year.
Hey, my name is Victor. I'm from Brazil. My hosting club is Boise Metro. And yeah, I'm here.
Hey, my name is Julian Staubli. I live in Buell right now. I'm from Switzerland and I'm hosted by the Buell Rotary Club.
Hello, my name is Desiree Midby. I'm from Hailey, Idaho, and Hailey Rotary Club will be sponsoring me, and I am going to the Czech Republic.
Hi, I am Rebecca Fry and I am from Buell. My sponsoring club is Ketchum and Sun Valley, and I will be going to Austria next year.
Hi, I'm Emma Vennerbloom. I'm from Sweden and my host Rotary Club is Rigby.
I'm Anna Heater. I'm from Bern. My sponsoring club is the Montpelier Club, and I'm going to Sweden next year.
Hi, my name is Melanie Haslinger and I'm from Austria. I live in Twin Falls right now and I'm hosted by the Blue Lakes Rotary Club.
Hi, my name is Daniela Paredes. I'm from Mexico and I'm hosted by Jerome Rotary Club.
Hello, I'm Johnny Johnson. I live in Eagle, Idaho right now. I'm being sponsored by the wonderful, sponsored by the wonderful Boise East and Centennial, and I'm going to the beautiful country of Argentina, so please come visit.
Hi, my name is Adam Kolodziejczyk Koch. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and I did a Rotary Youth Exchange in 2008 to Treco.
Okay, so we have 34 kids here,
including the United States, we have 19 different countries. Including English, we have 14 different languages. We have currently here with us 16 inbounds, and we have 18 outbounds that will be getting ready to leave. Now, you'll notice they said either they were hosted by a club or sponsored by a club. If you're a club member who heard your name, your club mentioned, would you please stand? Give a round of applause. Now, those of you who didn't stand, talk to the person next to you and say, I want to get involved.
And we're going to tell you at the end of this program just how you can get involved. What we try to do each year at this program is give you a little bit of a snapshot of a youth exchange student or a youth exchange experience. I know a lot of you have been here before. Thank you very much for coming back again to hear what these kids have to say. As Jim said, we've got kind of two directions that we're taking pictures, taking our snapshots from. One of our groups is looking back on their year, thinking about what their experiences have been, and one of our groups is looking forward and thinking about what are their hopes and dreams for the coming year. In Youth Exchange, we do not use the E word, the expectations word, because we try to teach the kids to be open to whatever comes. But we do talk about hopes and dreams, and for the inbounds, we talk about what made this year special for you. So I've got a couple of kids lined up. Lalo, can you come up here? Okay. Lalo is from Easter Island. We've exchanged with Chile for a number of years. This is our first chance we've had to have a student from Easter Island, so it's been very exciting. And he's going to tell you just a little bit about something special that happened during his exchange year.
Hello, my name is Lalo. I'm from Easter Island, Chile, and now I'm living in Preston, Idaho. That is like in the corner of the state. My experience in this exchange is really awesome. It's something that I'm never gonna forget. And well, at the first time, I knew that I was going to live like new experiences, but I never thought that I was going to do like a ballroom dance. In fact, all this starts when I came to school for first day, reaching a place where everything is different as culture, a new language, new people, new religion, and everything was like really, really different. Actually, school system is all different, and it was a really new thing for me. Well, my favorite sport is basketball and motocross. Of course, like being in a country where like basketball is like the most popular sport, of course I try out for the high school team, but sadly I didn't make it. My other favorite sport, motocross, was not an option because it's against the Rotary rules to drive, so my both favorite sports, I couldn't do it. So I just start like thinking, and I said, well, you know, I need to do something. So I think, well, if I can't do something that I like, I can try something new. When I told my mom that I was doing ballroom dance, she started laughing for like 10 minutes. And she said, like, you dancing? I can't believe it. And I was like, Mom, it's like, I'm just trying new things. And she said, yes, but I never thought you were gonna do that. Well, actually, ballroom was the best choice I ever made. I was really excited, and I don't know how my exchange would be without this in my life. I got 6th place in my first individual competition, dancing cha-cha. And my teacher talked to me saying I had talent for ballroom, and I was really like proud of myself doing something for like 8 months, and just like being successful was really nice for me. We went to Rexburg to a national ballroom competition, and we got 2nd in the lead routine. And my favorite kind of dance is cha-cha, like with a typical step, like cha-cha-cha, you know? So I think the things that I learned doing ballroom is something that I've never in my life gonna forget, and I'm so grateful for this experience. Ballroom made my exchange a lot more fun and productive. So I want to say thank you so much to Rotary for giving me this experience, and it's a really awesome thing to do.
So one of the problems that we always have with Rotary Youth Exchange is we never have enough money, and as you can see, we're kind of victims of our own success here. So we're looking for fundraisers. We're thinking that maybe tonight we'll do that dime a dance thing with Lalo, maybe make a little bit of money. So Lalo, look back on his year. Cassidy is going to tell us what she has in mind for her year.
Okay, so I made a bucket list. I'm going to share with you 15 items from this bucket list of my non-expectations for Brazil. Number 1, come back and try to talk to my parents in English and not know the words to say to them. Number 2, take trips to the ocean. My area that I'm living in is only 30 miles away from the ocean. That would be really cool. 3, gain self-esteem and confidence. 4, come back to America and be able to get a job at a gym as a Zumba instructor, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to know how to shake my hips. 5, not be 50 pounds heavier when I get back. 6, learn some cooler soccer tricks than I already know. 7, play tennis with my host mom, even though I'm hopelessly uncoordinated. 8, learn in Excell in a different school setting. 9, take a picture each day to tell the story of my exchange. 10, make my mom tear up each time she reads a new post on my exchange blog as she watches me grow up. 11, have a best friend that I don't lose touch with. 12, accept challenges and new difficulties with eloquence and poise. 13, not to break the 4 Ds. That was 13. 14, dream in Portuguese. And 15, find myself while I lose myself in Brazil. Obrigado, Marvin. You can see that we have kind of a common theme here of doing things we've never done before. Rosa's going to talk to you a little bit about what her experience has been.
Hello, my name is Rose Modersohn and I'm from Germany, Berlin. I live in Boise, Idaho since 9.5 months, and how I first found out that I'm going to go to Idaho was through an email from Jim Barker, and it said in the subject line, "Welcome to Idaho." My email program noted as spam, so I just automatically deleted the email, so I never read it. So after days I kept getting this email, so I thought probably I should look into it, and I saw this blue Rotary wheel and I totally freaked out because I thought I'm gonna lose my spot, and that would have been awful because this year was one of the best years of my life. I had so many new experiences and I learned so much here in America. I mean, I started playing school sports like varsity tennis and soccer. I water skied. I learned how to shoot a gun, and much, much more, really. I also learned a lot about myself, how to handle to be on my own in a new country, new culture, new school, in a new family. And I made it. All of us, we made it. And we can be really proud of us. And thank you, Rotary. You made my year really, really great. And without you, it would never have happened. Thank you.
And we're so glad that you couldn't delete Jim Barker permanently from your email, but that would have been sad. Okay, again, we're talking about new experiences, things they've never done, things that they're hoping to do. Tino has a couple of words about that too.
Hi again, my name is still Florentino. I'm going to Poland this coming year, as I've already said, and when I get there, I'm not going to use the E word, but what I hope to do is to try something new, which is to be a yes man, to say yes to everything that Rotary says I can say yes to. And when I say this, I mean just everyday things. Walking the dog, I do it here, occasionally, not anymore. I've never walked a dog in Poland. How many of you have? Just everyday things. Just say yes to everything. Everything is a new adventure. Even if it's the most simplest thing that we take for granted. And that's one of the things that I don't want to do, is I don't want to take this trip for granted. Yeah, we get there. We have a full year. Pretty soon, time's up. And what do you got? You got nothing. So my hope is to say yes to everything that I can, like I said, that Rotary will allow me to say yes to, and just make the best of my year. Dziękuję, Rotary.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you wash a car in Polish. I think that's going to be just great. Caleb, who's going to Italy. Can you come on up here? Okay, Tina was talking about saying yes to everything, and Caleb had some thoughts kind of along those lines, and I wanted him to share those with you right now.
Alright, yeah, like she said, my name's Caleb. Next year I'm going to be going to Cagliari, Italy. Cagliari is a small town about the size of Boise, maybe a little smaller, on an island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. So I will literally be... the island is called Sardinia. It's a real cool place, sort of like Sicily, but just better. When I go there, life is just going to be very, very different for me. I'm used to open mountains and rivers and trees everywhere, and I don't know what they have in Sardinia. But what I am looking forward to most when I go there is to see how different things are and to see what things are really like. Because I feel that my expectations, no matter what they are going to be dead wrong. I feel like anybody has these preconceived notions of some place that they'll go to, and I want to experience the actual reality of what things are going to be. I want something genuine and real from my life, and I think that just being immersed in a completely different culture in this manner would just open my eyes to things I've never seen before. One of my favorite quotes says, "A blind man does not know what he does not see." And so I think that once I immerse myself in Italian, I will not just know the Italian language or the Italian people, but I will be Italian, and I will be a part of that culture. And this eye-opening experience will allow me not to just see Italy, but I think my eyes will be open wide to anything and everything that I ever do again. And that's really what I'm looking forward to in this experience. So, grazie, Rotary.
In McCall, at the end of January, we tell these kids where they're going to be going, and then we start hounding them about learning their language. And Caleb, how much Italian did you speak as of January 26th? 0. Okay. I'm going to have him give you just a little bit of the speech that he gave for us yesterday. Each of our outbounds is required to give us a speech in their new language when they come here to Sun Valley. Caleb?
Ciao, mi chiamo Caleb Ranshaw. 16 anni e sono un studente di scambio dagli USA. Sono da Boise, Idaho, dove la mia tutta famiglia vive. Boise è una città di grandezza media e la capitale di Idaho è crescente rapida.
Okay, very good. And did you notice? Good. So Federico from Italy has been tutoring him, and he says, a little more. You're on track there. Okay, thanks, Caleb. Marvin had actually had a very unique experience also that he's going to be talking to us about.
Yeah, hello, my name is Marvin Meys and I'm from Belgium, and right now I'm living in Salmon. I know that doesn't really sound that awesome, but for me it's the best place in the world, of course, next to Belgium. So before I came here, Rotary sent me an email and they told me that I will come to Salmon, Idaho, and I was really disappointed because I really wanted to go to places like in Florida, big city like Miami, Orlando, but I had to come to Salmon, and so I expected it to be like a small town full of cowboys, Well, I went there, and that's what it's like. Yeah, and then I got my first email from my host sister, and she told me that, yeah, Marvin, you will end up in a town full of rednecks. And I asked her, what's a redneck? And she said, like, well, she tried to explain it to me, but I didn't understand her, so I went there, I went to Salmon, and now I know what it is. But people there are really nice, and I have a lot of friends, and I really love it there. So, because Salmon is such a small town, I got to know the real American culture. Like, I went hunting, and we actually shot a moose. I went hunting, I went fishing, I went branding, so it was pretty cool. But I think the biggest experience I made was football. I went to the first football practice, but first of all, I wanted to play soccer, because I played soccer my whole life. But my school is too small, so they didn't offer soccer, so my host mom sent me to the football practice. And I went there. I really didn't want to go there, because I went there and everybody was staring at me. I was there with my soccer jersey, soccer shoes. With my weird haircut, everybody was staring at me. So, yeah, the coach came up to me and he was like, what can you do? I said, well, I can kick. So I kicked, and he was like, well, I guess we found a kicker. And, yeah, we had a great season. The first couple of games were really cool for me because I didn't understand the rules. The coach, before I went on the field, before every kick, the coach came up to me and was like, Marvin, kick the ball there, and I did it. I did it, but I didn't know the rules. I didn't know any plays, anything. Yeah, another funny story about football is that the coach came up to me during a game and was like, Marvin, you want to play linebacker? I was like, sure. And so I went out there, and I had to ask the players on my team what they have to do and where I have to go, what's my position, and all that happened within a couple seconds, so it was pretty nice. Yeah, we had a great season. We went to the playoffs, and we lost in the semifinals. Yeah, and I ended up with a football scholarship for 2 colleges here in America. And I was a candidate to become the homecoming king in my city. Yeah, and I think to go to that football practice was the best decision I ever made in my life. And
even though it was your host mother's.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to go there, but during my year here in Idaho, I did things I would never expect to do, and I did something I would never think of in Belgium. So, yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of something that great, and I'm really thankful for that Rotary gave me the opportunity. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Our kids make the most of their opportunities. We're really, really proud. I was telling you about how, we've got a group here that's looking back on their year. We've got a group that's looking forward to the year, but that's actually not quite right, because the group that's looking forward is actually living an incredible experience right now. And Michael Schroeder was talking to me about his dream, and he's going to talk to you just for a minute or two.
Hi, like Elizabeth said, my name's Michael Schroeder. I'm from Buell, like introduced previously. So yesterday when she gave us the assignment of talking about how we expect our year to be next year.
No, not expect.
Excuse me. Hopes and dreams. So she said to write down your hopes and dreams for next year, and I said, wow, how can I define my dreams and hopes for next year with mere pen or paper? And I said that, really, I've been living in a dream for the last 8 months when I finally had my first interview at my high school to be a foreign exchange student, especially a Rotary foreign exchange student. So for me, it's just really living this dream. And when I went to McCall for the first conference, it was like, wow, this is really actually starting to become a reality. And then I found out my location, and then I found my first host family. So it's really this transformation that happens, and it's like, wow, and in 3 months I'm going to be going to Germany. So I mean, this is really happening, whether I'm ready for it or not, which I am, but so I mean, this dream is really becoming a reality, and it's because of you guys, because of all the Rotarians and all the support you guys give this program. So thank you.
We spend time with the outbound students, trying to prepare them for what they're going to experience. One of the assignments that we give the kids in McCall is that when they get to Sun Valley, they each have to give a 5-minute speech in their new language, introducing themselves to their host Rotary Club. And then they stand up in front of the entire group and they give that speech in their new language. I'm really proud. They've all done very, very well. Abby from McCall did something just a little bit different. And so I wanted her to share that with you.
Do you want me to hold the mic? Yeah.
Okay. Abby is introducing herself to her new Rotary Club. Because we have all these kids up here with their blazers and they're introducing themselves, talking about their sponsoring club, their hosting club, and Nikki comes up and she says, I'm an orphan. So she's going to tell you about that.
Hello, I'm Necan Izquierdo. I'm from Spain. I'm not with Rotary program, I'm with EF program. But the things with them didn't work out, so I decided to move. My program didn't help me at all to find another family. And my mom back in Spain contacted the Basque community in Boise, and they know Tom and Jean Rosenthal. So I met them and they took me in. This family has changed my exchange year. I'm so grateful I found them. Staying with them, I got to know Rotary program. They made me feel like one more in the family. Rotary adopted me, and I'm so glad I got to know all of you. This is the best thing could ever have happened to me. Thank you, Rotary.
Tom Rosenthal, bless his heart. Tom Rosenthal, bless his heart, reminds me of a story that Jim talks about being in Afghanistan, where the cabs would wait at the border to take you over to Pakistan, and the cab driver would always say, one more, one more, one more. And then, you'd get in the cab, and then you'd wait for a long time, and he'd go out and say, one more, one more, one more, until you finally had a cab full of 5 people. Well, Tom Rosenthal is always saying, one more, one more, one more. So he is one of those that you have to blame for the fact that we fill the entire front of this room. Okay? As you may have heard, while we were introducing ourselves, we have added 5 new exchanges this year. We have a student going to Croatia. Hannah, raise your hand. For the first time. Hannah, wherever you are, thank you, okay. Desi from Hailey is going to the Czech Republic, and her host mom has already sent her some Czech recipes to start working on. Tino is going to Poland. That's a brand new one for us. Argentina is not a new one for us. Are any of the GSC team members here? Argentina is not a new one. There you are, thank you. But it's an exchange that we've reestablished after quite some time, so we're really excited about that one. One that we have, that we're doing this year for the first time is kind of a leap of faith. We are sending a child to Turkey. We actually it takes the right person to send to Turkey, and we were very fortunate that Joel was the one who said, I want to do this, and he's going to tell you why.
Hey everyone, my name's Joel Johnson, and as you heard, well, I'm going to Turkey. People have had really mixed responses when they've heard where I'm going. I've heard some really good responses. People tell me about their trips to, say, Istanbul, or like whenever they stop by. But I've also gotten like a surprising amount of negative responses from people. For example, like that was my first choice when I had the opportunity to pick my country, and I wanted to go to Turkey. And I keep hearing stuff about like the Kurds in Turkey, or like they share borders with Syria, or even that they're like 99% Muslim. And that's my actual reason for wanting to go to Turkey. I want to like develop these positive relationships with people in Turkey. So when I return, I guess my dream is more about when I come back, as opposed to my exchange itself. I want to be able to come back and challenge current negative stereotypes that currently exist with all Middle Easterners. I mean, I want to be able to talk about these people, like have these genuine accounts of these people, like in their home, the way they live, and just talk about them as people, and kind of change this view that we have in our country right now. My dream also kind of ties into Rotary's focus this year on inclusiveness and the family of man. And kind of I want to expand that by kind of bringing them back in and changing this image that way too many people hold right now of these people in the Middle East. And yeah, I hope to be able to change that when I come back, have these great stories about these people. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
One of the other things that Joel told me, one reason he chose Turkey was that he really wanted to go to a country to learn a language where the language would kick his butt. And his native language is Spanish, his second language is English, and actually, Joel, I think you're doing pretty well. Can you just introduce yourself in Turkish?
Herkese merhabalar. Benim adım Joel Johnson ve Türkiye'ye hazır olmak için bir sorudayım. Şimdi kafe içiyorum. Bu yıl Boise, Idaho'da kapital listesinden.
You might be able to tell now that you've heard it in Italian and Turkish. The speech goes like this, my name is Jim Barker, I'm from Buell, the capital, and I'm from Idaho, and the capital of our city is Boise, and blah, blah, blah. And so you'll hear every once in a while, like McCall, Idaho, or, you'll hear that. And we heard the same speech yesterday in 13 different languages, so it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, the kids did really, really well. We were very proud. Okay, you've kind of had a snapshot of the inbounds looking back at their year and the outbounds looking forward to what's happening. And now I want Alyssa to tell you a little bit about not what her exchange year was. That's over for you, Alyssa. Okay, but how it affected the decisions that she's made going forward.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. Like I said, I'm from Hailey, and last year I spent 10 months in Belgium. And to say that exchange changed my life isn't enough, because it's Rotary that changed my life. I came back with an even greater desire than I had before to be a part of the Rotary community. And every chance I get, every time someone asks me, "Oh, what's Rotary?" I love telling them, that it's a family. Last year I'd meet other exchange students from like AFS, and they weren't as happy as all the Rotary exchange students were, because honestly, you can hear from firsthand experiences here, Rotary likes to take people in. We're a family, we're a community, and it was so great to be part of that and come back with an even greater appreciation to want to go forth and spread the word and contribute to the Rotary community. But on top of that, when I got back after going to RILA and doing the Rotary stuff, it came time to apply for university. And I looked inside and was like, I don't really know where I want to go anymore except that I want to travel some more. I want to go off and do languages and meet more people and communicate and be that citizen of the world that I became when I was in Belgium last year. So I applied to the University of Aberdeen in Aberdeen, Scotland, the 5th oldest university in the UK, for French and German, but I might be switching to French and International Relations. But I was accepted, so I am headed to Scotland next year. Honestly say that my life was changed by my Rotary Youth Exchange. So thank you all for that. I'm very excited for what the future holds.
How it changed his life.
Well, first off, I want to say I did not know as much of my language before I went to Taiwan. I knew zero Chinese, so it's interesting to see all these people up here knowing so much of their language. But I'm Adam Kolajachikach, and in 2008 I went to Taiwan for a year. And I would like to just quick thank the Rotary for giving me that opportunity, but especially the Meridian Rotary for sponsoring me. So I can sit up here and talk about my experience, but every one of you is going to experience something different than I did. But what you gain from that experience, what you come back learning, is all similar with the leadership skills and everything that you learn. Kind of discovering yourself there is all very similar. So I'm really going to focus on relationships because that's from all the opportunities that I've had stem from the relationships that I created in Taiwan. I was part of a great Rotary club. It was 31 women, and so I had 31 moms there in Taiwan that I grew to love. And since going to university, I've actually been able to go back. Last summer, I got to go back and work at a research and engineering research institute in Taiwan. So I was doing an internship there, and I was able to go back and be with my host families every weekend, and developing a deep relationship with, I guess, people that you would never thought you would. Going back, I was able to stay at their house every weekend. I was able to, continue with that relationship, going to Rotary meetings, and it was just being a part, and like Alyssa said about Rotary being a community, it really is, and the relationships you create are just so great, and they lead to so many different opportunities. There, I also met a lot of other exchange students from around the world, especially in Europe. And so with my university, I was able to study abroad last year to go to France. And so I was doing a little bit of studying there, but the majority of my time was spent traveling to visit these friends from around Europe. So I was in Germany, Belgium, Spain, France, just every single weekend going to visit these friends, going to reconnect with these relationships that I created. And so it was nice to go there and not talk about old times, but to talk about the future and what people are doing now and how the experience has changed them, and to see how they live their life on a normal day, and to become a better global ambassador and a bigger global view of the world and of everything that I've learned. It's just been great. So one thing though, with creating those relationships, you're forced into these kind of awkward or uncomfortable experiences, and so from being forced to go into that, it's really opened my view of how to go into, I'm not afraid to fail. I like to go and try new things with everything I do. Going through university now and joining different clubs, just knowing that I don't know if I'm going to like this at all, but I might gain something from it. And every experience, good or bad, is an experience that I can work off of. And I just can't talk about how much the Rotary has really helped me with that, and just giving me those opportunities and strengthening those relationships, not only with the Rotarians and the people I met, but with everyday people, and opening up to everybody and seeing how, everybody, how they can contribute to the world. And I just want to thank the Rotary for giving me that opportunity to grow as an individual and to grow as a global ambassador. So thank you so much. Personal note, I'd like to thank my dad actually for, he's back there. My sister, I don't know when she went, 2006? 2006, she started the trend, I guess, of, she went to Italy for a year, loved it. I didn't want to go at all. But once going and visiting her, I realized what I can gain from it and the relationship she had, and just, she's actually working over there right now with her host family, living with them, and working with their company and as a translator and with international affairs. And just seeing that and the relationships that she created, I just really wanted to do that. So I ended up going to Taiwan. And now my little brother in front of me right here, Mark, will be headed off to Switzerland. And so we're completing the trio. And I think we're all happy about that, but I would like to thank my dad. I'm pretty sure he's happy about that as well. So I'd like to thank the Rotary.
Tell Adam, he would be giving a little speech here, and then he showed up and he said, now, this is a roast of my little brother Mark, right? And I said, well, no, not really. So he quickly had to go out and rewrite his speech, but he did a good job. Thank you, Adam.
Thanks.
Okay, so after all the kids introduced themselves, they told you their sponsoring club, hosting club, we had the club stand-up. This is a club program. The district, of course, overruns it, the district committee, but without the clubs, there would be no program. Now, the clubs will tell you, once they accept the idea that they're going to do it, and Isaac Shaw is an example, so Isaac applies to go on the Rotary Club, and then Boise Southwest agrees to sponsor him. And then I go to Boise Southwest and I say, great, you're a great sponsor, and by the way, you get to be a host club. Aren't you lucky? And then they go, whoops, where are we going to find the host families? That's our second thing that we need after we have the club, the host families. Now very quickly, I'm just going to ask anyone in this room has been a host family, stand up. Thank you. Now I will say, those of you who are sitting, one of the best things you can do would be to be a host parent. To be a host parent for Rotary is not a commitment. It's a roller coaster ride. You have them for about 3 months. You get on the roller coaster, they come from another country, they get on with you, and you start slowly to get to know them. You get to the top of the first hill on the roller coaster, you go down, and then you're going up and down, and then you're going down, and then fast, and around, and around, and around. And then you come into the station 3 months later, and you go, whoa. And you take your beautiful daughter, and you give her to another family. It is a wonderful, spectacular roller coaster ride. And I would urge every one of you to do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for your attention. You have been very good, and kids, you've been wonderful too. But right now I want you to take a couple steps forward, wiggle around a little bit, and move back. We had a girl one time who locked her knees and passed out, so I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen. We are close to the end of the program, but I don't want to ruin it. So, okay. We asked the inbounds to prepare a little talk for this program, and what we had in mind was, 2 to 3 minutes, something like that, talking about their experiences. Brenda from Brazil wrote a speech, and Pam Lodahl read it or heard her give it, and she said it's really good, but it's more time than you've allotted these kids. So I said, well, that's fine, I'll take it. I'm really good at redlining. I'll cut the chaff out of it, and we'll end up with something good. I didn't cut anything, so you have to listen to it all because it's really good.
Hello everyone, I'm Brenda and I'm from Brazil. And then I wrote something that I would like to share with all of you. When I told my relatives and friends that I was going on an exchange year to America, they looked at me and said, "Are you sure about that? Isn't it a long time though? How are you going to make it without your family?" And I would answer them saying, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've always wanted it, and I'm sure it will all turn great." Well, the 17th of August came, and I was at the airport with my family and friends around me, and at that moment that I looked around and saw everyone, I realized that I was seriously not going to see those people that I love so much for a year. That I would have to make things work by myself without having the help of my family. And to be honest, at that moment at the airport, I was terrified. I even remember thinking, what if I arrive in Idaho Falls and there is no one there in the airport waiting for me? On the 17th of August at 12:30 p.m., I arrived in Idaho Falls. I remember like it was yesterday. A whole new country in which I knew no one. After meeting my 3 host families and members of my Rotary Club, I arrived at the Tasman's home, met my new house, my new bedroom, sitting in my bed, looked at my stuff and thought, 1 year. Boom, I didn't wake up in my own bed, didn't have mommy there for me. Teenagers younger than me were driving around town, people were way less tan than normal. Everything was new, everything was unknown, everything was a challenge. Going to school, making new friends, adapting to my host families, all of those things always seemed like a challenge to me. But one thing I can tell you, those challenges, those battles, I won. I can tell that I won because I've always had the support of some pretty amazing people. My host families, the Desmonds, the Cornets, and the Hunts, my counselor, Tammy Sherwood, and all of the Rotarians. I actually have no words to explain how wonderful this year was. Everything was always new, everything was a challenge. Every day I was surprised with something different from what I was used to. And especially, I've met people that I want to take with me for the rest of my life. This year, I believed I matured up as much as I would in 5 years if I hadn't come to America. This year, I learned so many important things like how to relate with people, how to treat people. The output only comes with lots of input, and therefore, hard work is the only way to get somewhere. Nothing comes without hard work. I learned that money cannot buy happiness, and therefore, it is nowhere near as important as having the people that you love around you. That is what really matters. I learned that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. I realized that America, the country that seemed so different and awkward on the 18th of August, became home, because home is where you make it. It is awkward to say that in not very long, I'm leaving America, and I'm feeling the same way that I felt before I came here. I'm feeling like I'm going to a different country with different people, and I know it is going to be a challenge to fit in the country that I've always called home, Brazil. America is home now. I even forgot the feeling of singing the Brazilian anthem. The friends I made here, the relationship between my host families and I is unforgettable, unbreakable, undestroyable, and this love I'll make sure to keep forever. Being a Rotary Exchange student is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I am more than glad that I put myself out there and took the opportunity. I'm even more glad that I made the most of this year, that I enjoyed everything I could, that I didn't miss a laugh, a talk, a smile, one little piece of wisdom I could gather. I'll finish this with a quote from a Rotary Exchange student from my district in Brazil when she came back last year. It's awkward when we aren't the exchange students anymore, when we are back home. For a month, people might comment on it. In family reunions, some might bring it up, or a curious teacher. But our awesome stories will be forgotten to them, but not for us. They might not see it, but we will always be exchange students, kids who grew up and saw the world. America, friends, families, Rotary, and everything and everyone that contributed to this year, I want to thank you all for making this year the best year of my life. Thank you.
Well, I think that you've gotten a pretty good idea of what an exchange student is. And what a worthwhile program this is. This is the part of the program where we talk to you about how can you help us. And I want you to take a look, start over there with Alyssa and look all the way down the line to Adam at the other end. Look at all these kids. We are victims of our success. We have so many kids, and you know what? It's all your fault. Because in the past several years, we have asked you to recruit quality outbounds, to send us good kids who will be good ambassadors. Well, you did it. Oops. Maybe we made a mistake. I don't know. We had 30 applications. 25 kids came to interview. We selected 20. So we arranged 20 exchanges. 20 exchanges means 40 kids. Dave Shaw looks at me and says, Elizabeth, 40 kids means I have to plan breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 40 kids. And have you seen the size of some of these boys? They said, in the future, could you please ask for dainty eaters? Okay? 40 kids means that we have to arrange lodging for them. Last night, I was going through the cabin there that we're in Sun Valley, and a cottage, and ended up tucking 3 of them into one bed, and the song going through my head was, 3 in the bed and the little one said, roll over. I think they made it work, though. They slept sideways, so it was fine. This many kids, actually for me is a very kind of personal thing, because I was having a midlife crisis and thinking, I need a little sports convertible. I really do, okay? I'm at that age. And Jim looked at me and he said, and how many Rotary students can we fit into your Mazda Miata? And I said, well, okay, I guess we're back to the Toyota Sienna that seats 7. So, anyway, the logistics of it are really overwhelming. But another piece of this that's overwhelming is the financial support that we need. We have 20 exchanges. That means that we have 20 clubs that need to host. We have been fortunate this year because we found our 20 clubs, but 2 of those clubs don't have the finances to do it. They've got, one club has the families lined up, they've got the school spot, they've got the counselor in place, they've got everything they need, but they don't have the $1,200 that it costs a club to host a student. You pay school fees, and then you pay a small stipend each year, and if it's a good kid, each month, I'm sorry, small stipend, and if it's a good kid, then you get them a Christmas present, okay? So that's kind of a, that one's a little iffy there, but you might need money for that too. So we have another club that has agreed to take 2 students, but again, they have budgeted for 1 student. We need $2,400 in order to finish out this year. I know you guys hate coming to these Rotary meetings. I mean, we Rotarians do so many wonderful things with their money. The speech yesterday, the kid in Guatemala, my goodness, that's amazing, and the Polio Plus. But the alternative for us is we're going to have to cut back. And cutting back means cutting one of these kids. And so I'm going through it in my mind. I'm thinking, well, how are we going to do that? Are we going to do Survivor, where, the tribe votes? The tribe has voted. Or maybe, okay, here's a confession. I like America's Next Top Model. Somebody's going to stand here at the end and say, 20 lovely young people stand before me, but only 18 of them will go on an exchange. How are we going to do this? Do I say to Tino, who's been to RILA, who went back to RILA as a counselor, whose senior project was putting on a play and then donating those proceeds to Rotary for Polio Plus? Do I say, I'm sorry, Tino, we can't do it? Do I say to Joel, here's one that should be an easy one, Turkey. That's kind of a scary place to send a kid. It's really a leap of faith for us. Do I tell Joel, well, I love your vision. I'm thrilled that you want to expand the family of man, but you know what? We can't do it. So, like I said, I've had all kinds of ideas. I'm thinking, Lalo, a dime a dance maybe tonight. Caleb's a fantastic musician. Perhaps we can have him play for your dinner tonight and put a tip jar up, something like that. The other possibility is Jim has written letters to the clubs who are not, but has not sent them yet, to the clubs who are not hosting or sponsoring a student, and he is asking if they would be willing, and that's like 22 clubs, to contribute something. If you are in one of those clubs, when that letter arrives, could you please raise your hand and vote to support this program? Because without you, it's not going to happen, and I think each one of these kids has made that pretty clear, that it's a worthwhile program, okay? Just at the end here, we're going to have each one of these tell you thank you themselves, either in their own language, their new language, however they want to do that.
Thank you guys. Thank you Rotary and the Meridian Club for sponsoring me through my experience.
Muchas gracias Rotary and everyone else that helped.
Gracias, Rotary. Dankeschön, Rotary. Tak, Rotary. Tak, Rotary. Danke, Rotary.
Takui Rotary.
Obrigada, Rotary.
Danke, Rotary.
Obrigado, Rotary.
Gracias, Rotary. Maurudu, Rotary.
Obrigada, Rotary.
Obrigado, Rotary.
Obrigada, Rotary.
Obrigado, Rotary. Merci, Rotary.
Tashikori ederim, Rotary.
Dankeschön, Rotary.
Kiitos, Rotary.
Gracias, Rotary.
Merci, Rotary. Grazie, mille grazie, Rotary.
Grazie, Rotary.
Gebada, Rotary. Merci, Rotary.
Gracias, Rotary.
Gracias, Rotary.
Gracias, Rotary.
谢谢福伦社。
谢谢 Rotary.
Vielen Dank, Rotary.
Danke, Rotary.
Dziękuję, Rotary.
Dankeschön, Rotary.
I don't think I heard one thank you, Rotary.
So, including English, 14 different languages. Now Big Dave has a pleasant ending for you, and it's all Dave.
Hey, we had these kids at McCall, and I taught them the entrepreneurial part of American society. They all helped me sell beads at the crowd on the, so now they're going back home with all their Rotary beads. So we have a surprise for you we've never done before, so gather in close, and all of a sudden you are going to hear beautiful voices, and we all say, "We are Rotary, we are Rotary, we are Rotary, today and tomorrow. We are Rotary, we are Rotary, we are Rotary, thank you." Why don't the Rotarians stand up and sing to them that easy song? Come on, stand up and sing with me. We are Rotary, we are Rotary, we are Rotary, today and tomorrow. We are Rotary, we are Rotary, we are Rotary, thank you.
Jim and Elizabeth and Dave and kids, we thank you. Gracias, obrigado, merci beaucoup, and whatever the other ones were. We appreciate that.